Welcome to ILTV's Israel Daily. I'm Adarga Veilazi, and coming up in today's newscast. On the second night of Ramadan, Palestinians clash with police as tensions remain high and security forces placed on the highest alert. Ukraine condemning Russia's aggressive actions in Bucha as war crimes. What are Israeli officials saying? And a new poll during Diaspora Week. Only a small majority of Israelis feel a kinship with Jews around the world. In the wake of recent terror attacks, tensions continue to remain high, and security forces still on the highest alert. The details in the following report. On Monday, security forces arrested a 30-year-old resident of Kalansawe, an Arab town in central Israel, who was suspected of inciting terrorism and supporting Islamic State. In a search of his residence, police found flags, rings, and other propaganda materials in support of the radical Islamic group. This latest arrest comes as Israel's security forces remain on the highest alert in the wake of a string of deadly terror attacks, leaving 11 dead, dramatically increasing efforts to arrest suspects and keep the peace across the country. On Sunday night, Israel police announced that security forces arrested a Palestinian man on the Route 6 highway near the Nachshonim Junction, who was suspected of intending to carry out terrorist activity. The suspect, who was in Israel illegally, was taken in for questioning. And for the second night in a row, on the second night of Ramadan, Palestinian rioters clashed with police near Jerusalem's Damascus Gate. Video from the scene shows rioters throwing bottles and stones at police officers on the scene, as several suspects were arrested. Earlier on Sunday, Foreign Minister Yair Lapid toured the Damascus Gate area for a situation update with Police Commissioner Kobi Shabtai. Lapid said that this was a tense period, but that the government was providing the security forces full backing and all the necessary resources. In response, Hamas said that Lapid's visit to the area was a provocation that could lead to a dangerous escalation. And joining us now with more on the tense security situation in Israel is Brigadier General in the Reserves Nitzan Nuriel, former head of the Counterterrorism Bureau. Thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon.
So we're really seeing a security forces fighting a two-front war, because we're seeing, terror attacks from within by Arab Israelis and supporters of Islamic State. And then on the other side, Israel's bracing for riots, clashes, and attacks from Palestinians, Hamas and Islamic Jihad. I mean, what can you tell us about this two-front war?
Unfortunately, the Ramadan month, instead of being a holiday, which is about family gathering and about good things inside a Muslim society, in Israel it's become a very tense month, which, because of many bad reasons, all type of people are trying to demonstrate, are trying to attack the Israelis. So the security forces has to be prepared in many scenarios, inside, outside, along the borders, and even along Jewish communities all over the globe. This is the reality we are facing. And actually, that's the reason why so many soldiers, so many policemen are almost all over in order to project kind of better feeling of security from the Israeli side.
And I mean, where should security forces be concentrating their efforts? Is there a specific area? I mean, you mentioned they're throughout the country, but is there a specific area they should be focusing on?
Surprisingly enough, it's supposed to be all over. And therefore, we are asking the civilians themselves to be fully aware. Therefore, we are asking those who have the permission to go with their private pistols and be prepared to respond to make sure that if something happened, it will cut shortly with less damage than the enemy is looking for achieving from those attacks.
And yet, we're seeing both lone wolf attackers, let's call them, like the attack in Beersheba, and also much more sophisticated and organized terror cells like the attack carried out in Bnei Brak and others that have luckily been thwarted by security forces. I mean, what is your take on this?
I believe that we are living in a period which there's no one really standing behind those attacks, plan them and approve them.
To watch full episodes of ILTV's Israel Daily and tons of other content from Israel, visit our website at iltv.tv or download the ILTV Plus app.